Welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Valvey. I told you I ought to be back. Our next guest is a registered dietitian, Fiorella DiCarlo, and she's here. She's a friend of the show. She joins us today to offer tips on food she believes will give you gorgeous-looking skin. You like it? You like it?
Yes.
And you have gorgeous-looking skin.
Well, I appreciate, thank you. But you know what? Skin regenerates itself every 28 days. So, if you try some of these tips today and getting all the nutrients that you need to have that happen more quickly, you in 6 weeks will have better skin than you have today.
Look at that.
How about that? That's a good deal.
You're growing every day.
Yes. So instead of walking around in a pharmacy in the Duane Reade and finding beauty products, what you want to do is you want to go to your grocery store and you can find your beauty products in food.
Oh, so instead of the topical solution, the Band-Aid, you go within so you can look great without.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
within.
So, and a beautiful glow, and a beautiful glow. So now what we know for sure for nutrition, right, is vitamin C.
Vitamin
C is very, very reparative. So in other words, what happens? If you have a blemish, right, vitamin C is going to activate the enzymes in your skin to repair it faster. People who are deficient in vitamin C will take longer to heal wounds and longer to heal pimples and blemishes and so forth. And because it's a water-soluble vitamin, vitamin C, meaning that every 4 hours, even if you eat it, it gets rid of it.
So you can eat as much as you want, or take as much vitamin C as you want.
Yes. You know what? Add it at every single meal. Every 4 hours, you add a vitamin C item like citrus, and you will keep your levels up so the skin can repair itself and keep it glowing.
I like it.
Yes, and then the next one is tomatoes. Right now, tomatoes, we know what we have in that, right?
Tomatoes or tomatoes?
Tomatoes, depending on who I say tomato. But, you know, what it has in here, and you know it has lycopene, right?
Lycopene,
yes. So lycopene, right? So what has shown in studies that lycopene is actually very, very protective against sun damage. Now, that is not to say stay in the sun very long and don't wear your sunscreen, but in studies it's shown to actually have protective qualities in your skin. And also lycopene is activated in cooked tomatoes. So you need to cook them first, like in a tomato sauce, you know, for the lycopene to come out.
Yes. And it's very good for men. Lycopene.
Yes, there's studies on prostate cancer and so forth. Yes, of course. And then we move on over to spinach, the greens, right? And what this has in it, among other fruits and vegetables, is antioxidants. And antioxidants will beat out the free radicals in your body.
Yes, those free radicals that run throughout the body. It puts up its dukes and says, come on, let's fight it out.
Yes, and you know, you have so much toxins and from the environment and pollution and so forth that can, you know, get into your skin. So you need the antioxidant power of these types of things. And the other thing that spinach has is lutein. Lutein is another component that's very regenerative to the skin as well. So if you add this, you know, my rule is add vegetables at every single meal and add fruit to every single snack, okay, to what you already do.
Yes.
And that will enhance your skin naturally. So then over here, what we have also is strawberries. And here we have vitamin A and vitamin C again. And what we have here too is foods that are high in fiber. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are cleansed in our colon, right? We stay regular, because when we do not, right, and when we are not regular, it does have its effects on our skin.
And on your face.
We can see it on, yes.
How do you look when you're constipated?
Not good. Okay, exactly. Absolutely not a good look. Constipation not a good look. So you want to keep the fiber up. You want to get about 28 grams of fiber a day to make sure that everything is running smoothly.
And how do you look when you're running smooth?
Like that. Exactly. And another thing that'll keep you running smoothly is probiotics in yogurt, right?
Oh, yes.
Love the probiotics, right? You keep the gut bacteria very healthy, and so therefore you can extract nutrients from your food better, so you can absorb everything that you're taking in, right?
Yes.
And then it keeps you regular, and it boosts your immune system, and there's also studies that say that it helps with depression.
Wow.
Yes.
Just keeping the colon and everything clean.
Because with so much antibiotics in our culture that kill the gut bacteria, we need to make sure that it stays healthy. So if you go, especially if you go through a bout of antibiotics, you want to make sure that your probiotics are set.
Right.
So that's yogurt and kefir.
How do you know what's a good probiotic? Because there's a lot of things out there on the market. There's a lot of yogurts and stuff like that with probiotics in it.
Well, this is what I would say. I'm not a big person to take a probiotic supplement because the efficacy of the shelf life of these things have not been proven, right? So they could be, the bacteria could be dead when you add. So it's better to find it in the natural live item, which is, you know, fermented dairy, which is yogurt and kefir. Those are the best. Kefir has a lot more strains of bacteria than yogurt.
So put some things inside the body that can fight for for you.
Smoothie. You can literally make an entire smoothie from everything on this table, and then it'd be great for your skin, right? If you put it all together, so it would be great. Great breakfast too.
Yes.
High in protein. You know? Then we move on over to the seeds. Here I have sunflower seeds, but basically what we're looking at is these omega-3 fats that keep our skin really moisturized and dewy looking.
And it's a good fat.
Good fat, the omega-3s in avocados, in walnuts, and basically
Salmon,
all the nuts,
yeah.
in salmon as well, absolutely, because when you shake a person's hand who has low-fat diet, okay, you can feel it. It's very scaly.
You can feel it.
You can feel it, yes. And so what you want to do is you keep your fats up. The good fats are good. You know, you want to keep the saturated fats down, but the omegas high, and olive oil and so forth, right? And so now, two things that I find will work against you, though, in this skin glowy process.
What is that?
Okay, one is lack of sleep. If
Oh,
you can't
no.
sleep, that is
Councilman, we got to get that sleep.
Yes, very, very important because it's so restorative and regenerative, right? So you need at least your 8 hours, okay? Because that's when everything is being, you know, regenerated in your body and so forth while you sleep. And then the other culprit, right, is little too much alcohol. I know it's very social to have alcohol, of course, but you do want to do it. You do want to do it a little bit in moderation, only because the alcohol is very dehydrative to your skin, right? Very dehydrative, and also it disrupts your sleep. In the evening. It may put you to sleep immediately, but then it disrupts you. You wake up in the middle of the night, right? And
It can knock you out for a little while, right?
Little
but you know
while.
how long you've been sleeping.
Right, right. And so it disrupts your sleep patterns and
Yes.
so forth, so you don't get that regenerative process going on. So those are the things. You want to up your sleep and lower your alcohol intake. And if you do drink caffeine, which I have no issues with caffeine at all,
I just had a
love
cup.
caffeine. There's a lot of good studies around caffeine. The only time you want to pull back on caffeine is only if it's keeping you up at night again. You know, it takes about 10 hours to oxidize caffeine out of your body.
Yes.
So make sure that you give yourself enough time for that to happen. Maybe like no caffeine after 2.
And if you think you're getting away with it because you drank caffeine earlier, it still may keep you up late at night, especially if you had some Cafe Bustelo.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. A little espresso, a little too much, you know, double shots.
Yeah.
And so, and if you do drink caffeine, just make sure that you keep drinking tons of water, right, to counteract the effects of either the alcohol or the caffeine, so your skin gets very hydrated.
Cafe con leche.
Love it.
All right, so this is great. So just to recap.
Yes. We have vitamin C, very reparative. Lycopene in tomatoes, specifically tomato sauce. We have the lutein and antioxidants in greens like spinach and kale. Then we move on over to the antioxidants in all fruits. Strawberries and berries are high in it. The probiotics in yogurt, and the omega-3s in nuts, seeds, and avocados.
Beautiful. And your skin is lovely. Let me shake your hand again because I can tell.
You can tell if it's moisturized or not, correct? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I passed the test.
Where can we reach you?
So, FiorellaEats.com.
FiorellaEats.com. You can eat too. Go to FiorellaEats.com and check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is wonderful.
Thank you. Great.
Especially in the winter, you know.
Yes, because you get dry skin. Yes, exactly.
All right, Fiorella. We're going to take a quick short break right here, but coming up, we hear the inspiring story of a Bronx author. But first, let's take a good look at an event highlighting the international community in New York. Check it out.